In a move that surprised many, former President Donald Trump reignited the debate on US-Canada relations by suggesting the annexation of Canada. This statement, made during a rally in late 2024, sparked immediate controversy and ignited a firestorm of reactions on both sides of the border. While some viewed it as another outlandish claim, others saw it as a genuine reflection of Trump's political ambitions. Canadian Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland was quick to dismiss the idea, labeling it as ludicrous and deeply disrespectful. Her sentiments were echoed by Canadian citizens, many of whom expressed anger and disbelief on social media. The hashtag #HandsOffCanada quickly gained traction, becoming a rallying cry for Canadians opposed to the idea of annexation. In the United States, reactions were more mixed. While some of Trump's supporters applauded his bold vision, others expressed concern over the potential consequences of such a move. Political analysts were quick to point out the logistical, legal and diplomatic hurdles that would need to be overcome for such a union to occur. Trump's statement brought to the forefront a question that has lingered in the background of US-Canada relations for centuries. Could these two nations, with their shared history and intertwined economies, ever truly become one? The idea of a united North America is not new. Throughout history, there have been movements and individuals who advocated for the annexation of Canada by the United States. These movements, often fueled by expansionist ambitions and a belief in manifest destiny, saw the vast resources and strategic location of Canada as a valuable asset to the United States. One of the earliest examples of this sentiment can be traced back to the late 18th century. During the American Revolutionary War, some American leaders believed that Canada, then a British colony, would naturally join the fight for independence. This belief led to the invasion of Canada in 1775, an attempt that ultimately proved unsuccessful. In the 19th century, the Annexationist movement gained momentum, fueled by the expansionist fervor of the era. Figures like John Adams and Henry Clay openly spoke about the inevitability of Canada joining the United States. These sentiments were met with resistance from both the British government and the Canadian people, who were determined to forge their own destiny. While the annexationist movement eventually lost steam, the idea of a united North America continued to resurface periodically throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. Trump's recent comments serve as a reminder of this historical undercurrent, highlighting the complex and often fraught nature of US-Canada relations. The political implications of a US-Canada merger would be profound and far-reaching. The very structure of both nations would undergo a seismic shift, requiring a complete overhaul of their respective political systems. The United States, a federal republic with a strong emphasis on states' rights, would need to reconcile its system with Canada's parliamentary democracy and its more centralized federal structure. Representation in a unified government would be a major point of contention. Canada, with its significantly smaller population, would be wary of being overshadowed by the sheer size and political weight of the United States. Ensuring adequate representation for Canadians in a unified Congress or Parliament would be crucial to address concerns about potential marginalization. The very nature of the US-Canada relationship, built on mutual respect and cooperation, would be tested. The process of merging two distinct political cultures, each with its own set of values and priorities, would be a delicate balancing act. Moreover, the issue of Quebec, with its distinct culture and history, adds another layer of complexity. The long-standing debate over Quebec's sovereignty within Canada could potentially reignite, further complicating the process of unification. Economically, the unification of the US and Canada presents a mixed bag of potential benefits and challenges. On the surface, the two economies appear remarkably compatible. They are already deeply integrated through trade, with the US being Canada's largest trading partner and Canada being the second largest export market for the United States. The free flow of goods, services, and labor across a unified border could lead to increased economic activity and potential growth. However, harmonizing the two countries' distinct economic policies from taxation to regulatory frameworks would be a monumental task. The issue of currency unification would also need to be addressed. Would a unified North America adopt the US dollar, or would a new currency be created? The economic implications of either scenario are significant and would require careful consideration. Furthermore, Differences in social safety nets and public services could create disparities and tensions. For instance, Canada's universal healthcare system stands in stark contrast to the US healthcare system, and reconciling these differences would be a complex and politically charged undertaking. Culturally, the United States and Canada, despite their many similarities, possess distinct identities. The United States, often described as a melting pot of cultures, prides itself on assimilation. Canada, on the other hand, embraces its multiculturalism, promoting a mosaic approach where different cultural identities coexist and thrive. Reconciling these differing approaches to national identity would be a significant hurdle in the path to unification. Would a unified North America lean towards assimilation or multiculturalism? How would this impact the cultural fabric of both nations? Language is another aspect of cultural identity that would require careful consideration. While English is the dominant language in both countries, French plays a significant role in Canada, particularly in Quebec. Preserving the status and rights of French-speaking Canadians would be crucial to ensuring a harmonious union. The integration of two distinct cultural identities while presenting challenges also holds the potential for enriching both nations. The exchange of ideas, customs, and traditions could lead to a more vibrant and dynamic North American culture. Section 6. On the world stage, a new North American powerhouse? The unification of the United States and Canada would send ripples across the global geopolitical landscape. The emergence of a new North American superpower, with a combined military and economic might surpassing that of any other nation, would inevitably alter the balance of power. Existing alliances, such as NATO, would need to adapt to accommodate this new geopolitical reality. The relationship between a unified North America and other global powers, such as China and Russia, would be redefined. A united North America could potentially wield greater influence on the world stage, playing a more prominent role in international affairs. However, this newfound power could also lead to increased tensions and potential conflicts, as other nations adjust to the new global order. The impact on global trade would be significant, with a unified North America potentially wielding greater leverage in trade negotiations. This could lead to both opportunities and challenges for other countries, as they navigate their economic relationships with this new global powerhouse. Section 7. Unity or discord. Public opinion on both sides of the border. Public opinion on the hypothetical unification of the United States and Canada is divided, with strong sentiments expressed on both sides of the issue. Polls conducted in the wake of Trump's comments revealed a complex and nuanced picture. In Canada, unsurprisingly, there is strong opposition to the idea of annexation. A poll conducted by the Pew Research Center found that over 80% of Canadians oppose the idea of joining the United States. This sentiment is particularly strong in Quebec, where over 90% of respondents expressed opposition. In the United States, public opinion is more divided. While a significant portion of the population remains skeptical or opposed to the idea, a sizable minority expressed support for a unified North America. A Gallup poll found that 30% of Americans believe that Canada joining the United States would be a good thing. Section 8. The unanswered questions, navigating the path forward. The hypothetical unification of the United States and Canada raises more questions than it answers. The logistical, political, economic, and cultural challenges are immense, and the path forward remains unclear. How would the rights of citizens in both countries be protected under a unified government? How would the distinct legal systems and social safety nets of the two nations be reconciled? What impact would unification have on indigenous communities in both countries? These questions, among many others, highlight the complexity of the issue. Any discussion of unification would require careful consideration of these complexities and a commitment to addressing the concerns of all stakeholders. Furthermore, the process of unification, if it were to occur, would need to be driven by a genuine desire for unity and a shared vision for the future. It could not be a forced or coerced union, but rather a partnership built on mutual respect, understanding, and a willingness to compromise. Section 9. A North American future unity division or status quo. The debate over the potential unification of the United States and Canada is a testament to the complex and ever-evolving relationship between these two North American nations. While the idea of a united North America may seem like a distant possibility, the discussions it sparks provide valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. As the world grapples with increasing globalization and interconnectedness, the relationship between the United States and Canada will continue to be of paramount importance. Whether these two nations choose to pursue closer ties, maintain the status quo, or drift apart, their decisions will have profound implications for the future of North America and the world. The question remains, can these two nations, with their shared history, intertwined economies, and distinct cultural identities, find common ground and forge a new path forward? Or will they remain separate entities bound by geography but divided by choice? Only time will tell.